All right, good evening and welcome to another edition of Maclay Football Live, hosted by fourquartersonline.com. I'm Mark Adams, and I'm here with my tag team partner, as usual, Coach Johnny Cofield. Coach, another Friday night of amazing football action here for the final home game. Maclay taking on Munroe.
Mark, this is going to be one of the toughest tests for the Marauders all season long. The Munroe Bobcats are one of the best teams in this area, one of the best teams in 2A football. Last week they had a game where they literally forced the team to shut it down after 3 quarters, and the score at the end of that 3 quarters was 56-0. So Marauders gonna have a great test here tonight.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things about Maclay football this season has been just, really rallying the troops behind a departure of a few players and, really coming together as a team. But taking on this upstart Munroe team, yeah, they will definitely be tested early and often. Munroe has an excellent balanced attack on offense. They're capable of running the football and throwing the football very, very well. The quarterback, Joshua Brown, offense really moves through him. He'll be using his legs a lot as well as his arm to hit some open receivers. And then, of course, there's Austin Perkins in the backfield. Had an amazing week last week. And, as far as running game goes, it's pick your poison when it comes to Munroe. However, on the Marauder side, let's go ahead and take a look at their roster here coming up. For the most part, it's been, pretty much can you get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And so Michael Grant, quarterback, has had a pretty solid season. He and Bashirs, Hutchin, and Crossan have made for a pretty good offensive front. The offensive line has been pretty embattled. They had a couple of guys banged up last week, and we'll see if they'll get them back for this week. But, man, Grayson Oberste has been stepping up at wide receiver. Had a pretty decent game last week against FAMU High. And then, of course, Bashirs had a pretty decent game filling in for Shane Crossan. Then on the defensive side of the ball for the Marauders, Ethan Hosapian has been a pretty significant force at linebacker. And then we have a couple other players that have stepped up pretty big for the Marauders. So on senior night, Maclay looks to be able to kind of keep things rolling with what they were able to do offensively, but they'll be going up against a really good team tonight.
Mark, the absence of Crossan last week didn't miss. They didn't miss a beat last week, but tonight he would be badly missed. It is a difficult team they're playing here. This is like I said in the beginning, this probably is one of the toughest teams they'll face all year.
Play the music so they can run out, John.
So, Coach, as we get ready to get underway here, really it's been a pretty good turnout here this season for the Maclay faithful. Really supporting these seniors here on senior night at Frank Shaw Field, where in just a few moments the Marauders will be taking the field to take on the Bobcats. Coach, we had a chance to talk to Coach Leckie from Munroe early in the year, and they've inherited quite a wealth of talent over on the other side of the football. Quite a few Division I prospects at Munroe. And really for Maclay, defensively, it'll be how can they contain some of those superstars and see if they can get off the field.
And Mark, the best thing you can do with a team like this is keep the offense on the sideline, control the ball, great defense, special teams, keep yourself in the game, and hopefully you can get in the fourth quarter with an opportunity to win. This is one of the toughest tasks they have all year long, and it will be very, very difficult, but also a great reward to beat somebody like this during this season.
So, Coach, we got a couple of seconds here before the opening kick as we begin the senior night festivities. Here come the Marauders. Final home game of the 2021 season here at Frank Shaw Field. So before kickoff, we're going to shout out a couple of Marauder program sponsors who have been very, very integral to this year's success, and we appreciate their support here this season. Advanced Business Systems, proud supporters of Marauder football here in 2021. At Centria Insurance, Brown's Commercial Refrigeration, serving Tallahassee since 1961. Our good friends Jeff Naylor and Remax, proud supporters of Maclay football in 2021. National anthem has been sung, and we are just about ready to get underway. Proud supporters of Maclay football here in 2021. Ronald G. Willis Family Dentistry, making Tallahassee smile.
Look at that. Neat as can be.
And Vascular Surgery Associates and the Vein Institute.
I told him to grab you one. So, he knows. He knows. The only game I will is set up there.
And so, Coach, as we get ready to get underway here, we'll be keeping an eye on some other games going on across the North Florida capital city area, as it's almost playoff time here in the Big Bend area, and teams are still, quite a few teams are on the cusp of trying to make a very crucial playoff berth.
It's difficult with this new system. You don't know if you're close. You won't know to the end, and so all you can do is win.
And so Marauders just about lined up and ready to kick it away here. And that will be a high booming kick, and that will sail into the end zone. And it will be first and 10 for the Munroe Bobcats from their own 20-yard line. And so, Coach, we had a chance to see Austin Perkins and Joshua Brown, two of our offensive top performers for the last week, in week number 9, had excellent yards here, and we're going to see them go to work just a second. So there's a handoff, and that's Perkins, and he will be wrapped up, and that will go for no gain. So the Marauder defense off to a good start.
That is a good start for them. You don't want them to be able to run the football. And if a team can run on them, they can pretty much dominate you. You want to make them throw, and throw when you want them to throw.
So that'll be 2nd and 11 for the Bobcats. And Brown's going to drop back, looking for a man across the middle, and that pass is complete. And off to a hot start.
Beautiful concept. You got a post with a flag behind it.
And that was Amari Bolden on the reception for the Bobcats. So 17-yard pickup will put them out. 21-yard pickup will put them out to the 42-yard line. And there's a handoff to Perkins, I believe. And that will go for a couple of yards before he's finally dragged down by a host of Marauders. And I'll bring up 2nd and 8. And Marauders drawn offside by the hard cadence. And that will add 5 yards to the Bobcats' drive here. And that'll bring up 2nd and about 3. As the penalty, offsides penalty will put the Bobcats just across midfield. Ball in the Marauder 49. So we enter into the 2nd minute of the first quarter. Brown from under center. He's going to hand it off. That's Perkins. He's going to hit the edge. Looking for some running room. Still on his feet. Tries to cut back and is going to lose his footing down around the 30. But that's going to be a pickup of about 19.
Mark, they ran that play 3 times. And that one almost broke. The defensive end must step down. He cannot allow that to be a big hole on that off-tackle play.
And so that'll bring up 1st down. And a handoff to Borden will put the ball squarely on the 26-yard line of Maclay as Bobcats driving deeper into Maclay territory.
They're not doing anything special. They have tight splits, and they're running the stretch play. Now we're going to count.
Another handoff. That's Taz Walker, who has had some time at quarterback earlier in the season and has now moved into the backfield for the Bobcats. So the pickup of about 4 is going to bring up 3rd down and about 2 for the Bobcats. Ball in the Marauder 20. Brown under center. And there's going to be another handoff. This time it's going to go the distance. Touchdown, Bobcats. Taz Walker was able to take it from about 19 yards out. And just like that, the Bobcats are going to take an early 6-0 lead. So lined up to kick the extra point. High snap. Kick is down. It's going to be blocked. And the Marauders thwart the extra point attempt, but not before Taz Walker puts up 6 points for the Bobcats. So with 8:37 into the first, Maclay 6. Munroe 6, Maclay nothing. And Coach, we didn't see anything fancy. Just
you run the ball. Inside, off tackle. Made 1 throw, 1 pass for a 17-yard completion. And great players. Mark, when you have top-notch talent, You don't have to do anything complicated. You just
No,
have to give
absolutely
them. You just
not.
have to
And,
give them a system.
For Munroe, it was just methodically moving down the field. They ate up big chunks of yards. 20-yard pass play, 20-yard run play, and then they were in business in a 20-yard scoring run, and Monroe has jumped out to an early lead just like that. So Bobcats will line up to kick it away.
Looks like you're offline.
Back deep for the Marauders will be Bashirs. And it looks like Bashirs is going to pick it up cleanly. Looking for a running lane. Tries to get one, still on his feet, escapes a tackle, but not before he's brought down just after crossing the 25-yard line. And it looks like he made it out to about the 30, and that's where Maclay will take over for their first offensive series.
It'll be interesting, Mark, to see what the Marauders come out and do. Last week they could do anything they wanted to. Let's see what the game plan is. We'll see in the first drive what they expect they can do.
All right. Give me a copy. Thank you. All right, thanks. Bye. Yeah, he's rebooting. Something's going on. He's not sure what.
So as we get ready there's the end around run, and he's going to be bottled up and dropped for no gain. That was Bashirs trying to look for some extra running room, and he couldn't find any. And the Monroe defense comes up with a big stop behind the line of scrimmage. So Grant from the shotgun, looking for anything, and he's going to be sacked.
That is not a good sign. 2 negative plays at the beginning of the game for the Marauder offense.
And that looked like Aristotle Cummins and Jalen Dukes creeping into the Marauder backfield. And Michael Grant and the Maclay offense are going to be backed up significantly.
Well, they got to be careful here. You don't want to go back any further. You want to get some positive yards.
So there's a quick swing pass, and that's going to be complete. What looks like Hutchin. And that was Caleb Hutchin in on the reception. And he's going to pick up a couple, but nowhere near the first down marker, and the Marauders will be forced to punt. And so, nice high punt by Tucker Hicks. It's going to take a dangerous pickup.
Mark looked like he tried to give a fair catch, but he did it halfway. And the official
And that was
ignored
Danilo McLeod who tried to pick that one up, and really ill-advised. He just took kind of a bounce backwards and away from him. And that will go for no return. And the Bobcats will have pretty decent field position as the ball will be out to their own 41-yard line. And, Coach, you don't want to give Monroe a short field with all the weapons that they have.
No, you don't. You want to keep them as far back. Your special teams can do that. But when you don't get any yardage on your first drive, you put yourself in a hole. Because it would have had to been almost an 80-yard punt to put them back.
And so as the Bobcats get ready to take the field for their second series, Maclay defense really has struggled against the run offense, and they'll be looking to try and contain this explosive Bobcat offense. Brown once again under center. Dropping back, and he'll hand it off to Perkins. Perkins makes a nifty move, makes another man miss, and finally bottled up and brought down by a host of Marauders. He'll pick up about 1.5. As we near the halfway point of the first quarter. Bobcats leading by 6. Twin receivers to the top of your screen. There's Brown once again under center. He's going to hand it off to Perkins. Perkins is going to make another move. He's going to bounce off of one defender, and he's going to pick up about 5.
That was a solid hit there.
Marauder defense
giving up
definitely
too
wanted
much
to step
yardage.
up here.
That's too much yardage, Mark. You got to get this guy before he gets started.
That'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Bobcats. That'll be a false start. And so a false start will back up the Bobcats. And that will bring up 3rd down, a crucial 3rd down here for the Marauders. They want to kind of get their defense back off the field. 3rd and 7. Brown going to be rolling out, looking for a man to the outside. That pass is complete to number 1, and he's going to just get across and pick up the 1st down, and we've got a flag on the play, and that was Wyatt Sullivan on the reception. And
might be a man downfield. Illegal man down.
And if so, that will be a huge break for the Marauders if it goes against the Bobcats, and it does. So Coach Raymer happy about that. He'll take it. So an eligible receiver downfield will back up the Bobcats, and that's now going to put them in a 3rd and long situation. A huge break for the Marauder defense. And so now twin receivers out to either side for the Bobcat offense. Brown once again from under center. Marauders showing blitz, and they bring somebody. Brown's flushed out of the pocket, is going to roll out. He's going to try and get it himself, using his legs, and picks up the 1st down before he's finally forced out of bounds.
The Marauders are in a man-to-man, and when you have man-to-man, the quarterback is free. And if he can break containment, he's going to pick up a lot of yardage.
And that's going to be a pickup of about 19-20 for the Bobcats, and it'll be enough to move the sticks and give them a 1st down, putting them deeper into Maclay territory. Ball on the 42-yard line. Brown once again from under center. He's going to hand it off to Perkins, makes this nifty move. Avoids the first would-be tackler, and finally brought down by Oberste. And number 21, that was Ben Wynn on the tackle.
Mark, you got to look for, when they're selling out to the run play, look for something going back the other way, some kind of counter or misdirection play.
And so 2nd down and about 11.
Brown
fakes the handoff. There's a pass complete to Wyatt Sullivan. Sullivan still on his feet and finally dragged down, but not before picking up about 12, as that will be good enough for another Bobcat 1st down.
That is a difficult play to stop because they got to sell out to the run. And the backside away from the run play, he got to keep his containment. He got to be aware. He got to keep that quarterback from coming out of there like that.
So Wyatt Sullivan has been the key target tonight for Joshua Brown, and the and the Bobcats have another fresh set of downs. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Maclay 32. Twin receivers either side. Brown once again from under center. He's going to drop back, looking for somebody downfield, and that pass is going to be in and out of the hands of number 2. That was Amari Bolden, the intended receiver, and created some separation right before the ball came down and just could not haul it in. And that pass will fall incomplete, bringing up 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats. So, Coach, you can see Coach Leckie taking a shot here early on.
He sees that the Marauders are selling out on the run and the pass, and he got a one-on-one over here, and you got your best receiver.
And so there's a handoff to Perkins, and he's going to be swarmed in the backfield. And the Marauder defensive front has come to play.
Mark, I think that they practiced stopping that play all week because they hadn't been very successful tonight.
Marauders have struggled against the running offense this year. And so far tonight here in the first quarter, they've been able to come up with some big stops here. As we've got a man down here, we're going to take a timeout. This is Four Quarters Online, proud live streaming partner of Maclay football all season long here in 2021. We'll be back for more first quarter action right after this.
2 years ago, in this very site, we launched the I Think initiative. Two years later, we stand here in the new Beck Family Innovation Center coming out of the ground, going into the chemistry lab with the Beck Family Research Center behind us. This movement, this attitude of the I Think initiative has been amazing for our students because we're trying to honor our mission to make sure that we're helping our students reach their fullest extent by honoring the interests that each one of them have.
Coming back out of the timeout, Bobcats facing a 3rd and long here. Previous running play did not go for any gain. Matter of fact, went for a loss. Marauder defense trying to come up with another stop here. There's Brown looking for a man downfield. He's going to take another shot towards the end zone, and that pass is going to be complete for a touchdown. That was number 1, Wyatt Sullivan. Hauling in a 35-yard TD reception. And just like that, Bobcats add 6 more. Score is now 12-0. Bobcats.
Look like they're going for 2.
And so the Bobcats are indeed lined up for a 2-point conversion attempt. With 2:28 remaining in the first. There's Brown from under center, and it looks like we've got some movement here. That looks like that'll be a false start. I think I saw Perkins.
He probably was getting the ball.
Was a little bit too anxious in anticipation of receiving a handoff, and that'll cost the Bobcats here on this 2-point conversion attempt. And we'll back them up 5 yards, and they'll try it again. Previous pass play that went for a touchdown, Wyatt Sullivan was able to get some separation. And there's Brown, flushed out of the pocket, looking for anyone in the end zone, heaves it, and that will be too high, and the 2-point conversion attempt will fail, but the score will remain 12-0, Munroe. So far, it's been all Bobcats. As Joshua Brown doing a little bit with his legs and a lot with his arms, as he and Wyatt Sullivan have hooked up quite a few times. I think they've got about 4 receptions between the two.
Mark, the Marauders need to score to give themselves a chance. And then they got to find something that works.
Bobcats have a lot of team speed on defense, and so Maclay will have to look for those soft wrinkles. They want to be able to move the ball. 2 minutes and 28 seconds into the first. Marauders trail Munroe 12-0. So back deep will be Bashir's. Kick is up and on its way, and Bashir's will field it at about the 15, looking for a seam, and he'll be tripped up and dropped at around the 32-yard line, and that's where Maclay will go ahead and go to work. And for Coach Raymer and the rest of the Maclay offense, they'll be looking for some soft spots here, try and create some movement and see if they can get across midfield.
Thank you so much.
Here's Grant, and he's going to hand it off. Running back's going to have some room, and he's going to finally hit a wall of Bobcats. That was number 7, Caleb Barnes.
Whenever something goes wrong, just reboot. The answer seems to always
Meeting Bashir's at the second level, but not before Marauders were able to pick up about 6 on the game. And so to be positive plays like that Maclay will need. Grant once again dropping back, catches Bashir's out in the flats. And Bashir's is trying and possibly pick up about 1.5 yards. He was trying to turn the corner. And Coach, you can see the speed here on the Bobcats defense as Maclay's trying to look for some misdirection and some off-balance plays.
That play would normally go for big yards. He had flanked the defense, and these guys made up the distance.
So a critical 3rd down and about 2. Grant's going to take the snap from the
Good
shotgun,
run.
going to hand it off to Bashir's, and Bashir's is going to be awfully close. Trying to turn the corner.
He got to stick his foot in the ground and get that first down. You don't want to bounce it out. He got the first down.
Bashir's will pick up the
He got
first
the
down,
first
and
down,
that'll
but
be
he got
good
to
enough
stick
to
his
move
foot
the
in the
chains.
ground.
And so a fresh set of downs, ball resting comfortably on the Marauders 41. Grant from the shotgun, quick pass. And that's Perkins in on the tackle. But not before Grady Brown can take the quick grab and pick up a quick 3 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd and 7. And just under a minute here in the first. Marauders trying to see if they can get across midfield before the second quarter. They got about 50 seconds to do it. Grant from the shotgun, 3 receivers to the top. Grant's going to swing it out again. And that looks like Oberste. And that's going to be good enough for a first down. The Marauders crossing midfield, and that'll stop the clock with 35 seconds left. And Maclay finding some sort of advantage with the swing passes, trying to stretch the field against the Bobcat defense. And so, Coach, you're seeing that Marauders trying to make the Bobcats go from sideline to sideline to cover them. 2 quick swing passes have got them across midfield.
Mark, they need to keep the ball away from the Bobcats also. And this drive, if they can continue to be consistent, they can do that.
So a quick handoff to the running back, and He's going to pick up about 1.5 yards, and that will do it for the first quarter. As the quick handoff to number 2, Jim Munroe. It's going to be good for a couple of yards, and we're going to change sides here.
There you go. That's fine there.
And flip the field. And Maclay trying to put together a solid drive here as they are just across midfield into Bobcat territory. As we get ready for the second quarter, we're going to take a break here. I'm a proud partner, live streaming partner of Maclay Football All 2021 is 4 quarters online. We'll be right back with more second quarter action right after this.
Two years ago, in this very site, we launched the I Think initiative. Two years later, we stand here in the new Beck Family Innovation Center coming out of the ground, going into the chemistry lab with the Beck Family Research Center behind us. This movement, this attitude of the I Think initiative has been amazing for our students because we're trying to honor our mission to make sure that we're helping our students reach their fullest extent.
Okay, we've just changed sides here at the start of the second quarter. And there's going to be another quick handoff and a power push up forward. And that's going to be good for about 3 yards. Power football for the Marauders as Jim Munroe is going to plow ahead. And that will bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Crucial 3rd down for the Marauders. Keep this drive alive.
And this is 4 down territory for them. Grant once again from the shotgun. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. 3rd and 4. Grant's going to roll out. He's going to hit Hutchin. And in and out of the hands. And that will go incomplete as Hutchin could not prove that he had control of the ball. I thought it was a reception until he hit the ground. Ball came squirting out. And that will bring up 4th down and about 4. Got to wonder.
They're going to punt the ball.
See if they can pin the Bobcats deeper in their own territory. Try and flip the field here. So Maclay will line up as if they're running a play and give Grant the option to kick it away or not. 3rd and 4. Ball in the Bobcat 43-yard line. And Marauders going to go for it. Pass is going to be complete. And he's going to be close. I'm not sure if he's going to pick that up. It looks like he's a yard short. And I'm not sure if they're going to call for a measurement or not. I think it's going to be a turnover on downs.
He fooled me that time. I thought they were going to punt that ball. Usually when they change the center, they put in a long snapper.
And the quick out route was complete, but the wide receiver just didn't get deep enough. And he's going to be a yard short, and that will be a turnover on downs. And Munroe will take over 1st and 10. Ball on their own 40. And this is really putting a lot of pressure on the Marauder defense up early here at the start of the second quarter. Bobcats already have a 12-0 lead. And it's going to be Brown once again from under the center. And we've got flag on the play. May have been some movement up early. And indeed, it will be a false start against the Bobcats. And so far, 2 or 3 penalties have kind of kept them away from being in that high-powered mode that they're used to being in. And Marauders trying to take advantage with anything that they can. That'll bring up 2nd and 15. And more movement by the Bobcats. And that'll take up another 5 yards, and that's the 5th penalty on the night for the Bobcats. Coach Leckie down on the sideline from Monroe. Not happy about that. Marauder defense taking advantage here as the Bobcats have been marched back about 10 yards. So it'll be a 1st and 20 from the Bobcat 30. And there's a handoff to Perkins, and he's going to be bottled up immediately. A gang of Marauders will push him back from the line of scrimmage. Stout defensive play led by Ethan Hope-Sapien. A lot of white hats in on that one, Coach, as Austin Perkins had nowhere to run.
And that's what they got to do. They are selling out to the run and hoping your scheme will take care of the pass.
So 2nd down and about 18 as Brown drops back, looking for anyone downfield. He's going to take off and run, looking for some room, and he's going to shake a tackle and finally tripped up and dropped. And he's going to pick up about 8, maybe 9 on that run.
That is so difficult on the defense, Mark, with a mobile quarterback like that. You got everybody covered, and there he goes.
Linebackers did an excellent job not vacating away, knowing that Brown is dangerous with his legs. And this is going to bring up a crucial 3rd and 9 for the Bobcats. Marauder defense trying to get off the field here. Twin receivers to the bottom of your screen, and there's Brown from under center. Going to roll out to his right, looking for a man to the outside, and that pass is going to be just off the hands. That looked like Kelvin Crawford was the intended receiver, and Bobcats unable to come up with anything on 3rd down. And Maclay finding themselves
a stop, Mark. They got to stop.
With a huge stop. And that's what you want, finding little ways to take advantage. The first 2 penalties kind of put the Bobcats in a pressure cooker, and Maclay did just enough to get off the field.
Mark, you got to keep the game close.
And so back deep as the punt is high and going to bounce off of Munroe Bobcat, take a Marauder roll, and it'll be down at the 36-yard line of Maclay. The Marauders will go to work here with pretty decent field position. Hey, Coach, that's pretty decent field position to start this 3rd series here. I think they were able to find some success with the swing passes.
Yeah, now you got to keep doing what got you in a good situation last time you had to drive, and keep the ball moving. Stay ahead of the chains.
So there's a handoff to Bashirs. He's looking for the edge, being chased, and finally plants his foot and gets a huge chunk of yards. He's going to pick up about 8.
I think Coach Ramos found something that he can see that he found a weakness in that defense.
And so that's a good chunk of yardage, 7-yard pickup. And that was Jim Mura in the backfield. Bashirs out wide with Hutchin. And there's Grant going to be flushed out of the pocket, looking out to the side, and that pass was pretty dangerous throw.
Marky looked like he wanted to come here to Hutchins, and he was covered. Everybody on this side was covered. And he looked back and probably threw the timing off because it was a short route, and he had to come back to the other side. It's not something you read. You want to take a step and find your receiver, but this DB had Hutchins covered.
Hutchin normally has been double teamed this season. We've seen a lot of teams line up with the man under and the man over top, as that running play will go for no gain. And that looked like Davion Brooks. Squeezing through the Marauder offensive front, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the Marauders. Tucker Hicks Goes off the side of the foot, and that's going to take a bounce out of bounds. So the punt, not really what the Marauders were looking for, trying to get a nice big kick, and they didn't get very many yards on that one, and that'll give the Bobcats pretty decent field position as they take over. 7:54 remaining in the half. Bobcats out to a 12-0 lead over the Marauders, and they'll be taking the field for their fourth offensive series of the night. And Marauders not able to take advantage and move the football, and their defense is back out on the field.
Folding ladders in there too. Little giants or whatever they're called.
And so gonna have to make a substitution according to the official. Not sure if there was a uniform malfunction or something on the side of Bashir's jersey was not to the liking of the official. And Maclay will sub somebody in as twin receivers to the bottom of your screen, and Brown's gonna hand it off to Perkins, trying to dance around, and he's going to be hit and dropped. Forward progress will give him about 1.5 yards. And Bobcats will just cross over midfield, ball on the Marauder 48 on the 2-yard gain.
Well, the defense is doing a pretty good job of stopping the run. The biggest runs have come from the quarterback scrambling and getting big yards.
Yeah, you got to think that senior night here, last home game for a lot of these Marauder seniors, I think they want to go out with some emotion and enthusiasm as that handoff is going to go to number 8, and he's going to burst through the hole, still on his feet, finally dragged down at about the 14-yard line, a big gain.
I think I talked a little too soon. I guess he heard me. A great run.
That's going to be a 30-yard run, and that was number 8. Taz Walker, who occasionally moonlights as a quarterback. He fits quite nicely into the Bobcat backfield as a tailback, and he picked up some big yards, and that'll be a first down for the Bobcats. Brown once again under center. He's going to hand it off to Austin Perkins. Yeah, Perkins is going to pick up about 2 or 3, and they've really keyed in what the Bobcats are doing on first down. Just giving up the big play has been the problem for the Marauder defense tonight. Otherwise, playing a pretty decent ball game.
Should be you're looking for them to go for a pass and the quarterback scramble, which has been their most successful play.
So Bobcats down to the Maclay 13, and there's Brown faking
Play
the
action.
handoff. He's going to go over the middle, and that pass is going to be in and out of the hands of number 6. And that was that was Kelvin Crawford, intended receiver. That pass had some heat on it. He just couldn't hang on.
It was a great pass. Should have been caught.
And Brown, once again, with twin receivers to the bottom of your screen, will be facing a third down and about 8 from the Marauder 13-yard line. And so lots of movement, and I think that's going to be enough for Coach Leckie to want to talk things over. And so as they call timeout, we will too. This is fourquartersonline.com, proud live streaming partner of Maclay football here in 2021. We'll be right back. We'll be right back right after this.
2 years ago, in this very site, we launched the I Think initiative. Two years later, we stand here in the new Beck Family Innovation Center coming out of the ground, going into the chemistry lab with the Beck Family Research Center behind us. This movement, this attitude of the I Think initiative has been amazing for our students because we're trying to honor our mission to make sure that we're helping our students reach their fullest extent by honoring the interests that each one of them have.
There is
Back out of the timeout, Bobcats facing a 3rd down and 8 from the Marauder 13-yard line. And there's Brown once again faking a handoff, going to the corner of the end zone and just overthrown. A one-handed grab. Was he inbounds? Touchdown. Wow. You don't see that too often. That was number 1, Wyatt Sullivan, with the one-handed grab, and obviously he got a foot down over there in that corner. And Bobcats add 6 more. And that was an incredible catch.
That was one of the best catches I've seen all year, Mark.
Yeah, we need to add extra replay next year as Perkins will take the extra point attempt and run it in for the 2-point conversion. And so with 5:40 left in the second quarter, Bobcats have 20, Marauders trailing with nothing. And Coach, that's just one of those plays where you just can't defend it. He had half a step over what was pretty decent coverage, and he just took his arm, stuck it out there, and hauled in the big one.
That was a
the big reception.
That was a great catch. DB was in position, just physically could not do anything about a young man catching the football.
Yeah, I want to take a look at that one.
You gonna watch the highlight?
Grab. You don't see those too often at the high school level. And just like that, the Bobcats are up by 3 scores. 5:40 left in the half. Back deep for the Marauders. Looks like Bashir's. And looks like we're going to have offsides against the Bobcats. And so there'll be a re-kick coming up. And back deep will be Bashir's for the Marauders. Bobcats kick it away, and it'll be fielded cleanly at the 17. Bashir's looking for a running room, and he will be finally wrapped up at the 32-yard line. And so timeout is called on the field for a water break. We'll take one too. This is 4 quarters online, and we'll be right back with more second quarter action right after this.
My name is Avery Smith. I came to Maclay in 2016, came in as a freshman, and I moved from a different school. I ran cross country my freshman and sophomore year, and then I ran track all 3 years and plan to run this year as well. And then I played soccer all 4 years. And then the clubs I've been a part of, I've been a part of Student Council, Anchor Club, Red Cross Club, and then Dance Marathon is my big organization I'm a part of. Miracle Network Dance Marathon is a movement benefiting Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, an organization that raises funds and awareness for over 170 pediatric hospitals across North America. My freshman year, I signed up 2 days before, and I went that Saturday, and I immediately just fell in love with it.
So Michael Grant and company going to work here. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Grant flush from the pocket, throwing across his body, and the pass is going to be complete. And that's an excellent sliding catch. And that was Grady Brown coming back to help out his quarterback. And that's going to be a big Marauder first down, pickup of about 15. And Marauders will now be working with a fresh set of downs out to their own 48. So Grant with 3 receivers to the top from the shotgun, and he's going over top, and there comes the late flag, and lots of hand holding going downfield as Hutchin was tightly covered, but a little too much hand holding, and the official will call that.
Holding. Defense.
And that's going to be defensive holding.
10-yard penalty.
And
Automatic first down.
Grant saw that Hutchin had half a step over the defender, but Hutchin couldn't break free. And defensive holding will give the Marauders an automatic first down. Ball crosses midfield, and Marauders will have it in Bobcat territory. Ball on the 43-yard line. Grant from the shotgun, quick pass, and it's going to be dropped. Pass will
Mark,
fall
that was
incomplete.
a different formation where the lineman came out with the receivers. It forced the Bobcats to bring another defender over there that really to cover somebody that wasn't eligible to go out for a pass.
So Marauders are looking for a score here with just under 5 minutes left before the half. Grant from the shotgun, rolling outside, and tried to hit Obersley, and pass was just a little too high.
He
Grant
has no
throwing off
time.
his
He didn't
back
have
foot.
any time, Mark.
No.
He really couldn't get his feet set, get his shoulders turned to throw a good pass, but because he had guys right after him, no time to set and throw the football.
Bobcats giving chase. That was Aristotle Cummings. Putting pressure on Grant, quarterback, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Ball on the 43-yard line, and coming in motion, fakes the jet sweep, and Grant going to be bottled up, and he's finally going to be dropped. Just getting back to the line of scrimmage, and
The Bobcats have decided to start putting pressure on Grant, not giving him a chance to set up and throw.
And Coach, facing 4th down again will be the Marauders, and so
I'm sure they're going to punt this time, Mark.
Bobcat defense clamping down when they need to, keeping the Marauders from getting any advancement deeper into their own territory, and now they're forced to punt. So a nice punt.
Great
Will
punt.
head just into the end zone.
Almost.
And go for a touchback. He was hoping for a little bit of backspin there, but a good punt nonetheless, and that will put the Bobcats at their own 20, and they'll have 1st and 10 with just under 4 minutes to go in the half. Coach, we talked about RPI before the game got underway. Had a chance to look at some of the
False starts.
rankings that the state had put out. And here in Class 3A, where the Marauders are, they're sitting in the 8th spot, only sitting in the 8th or 9th spot, and have a couple of teams ahead of them with 2 games left to go. And these are the games where you wonder if that Hamilton County game or a couple other contests they'd like to have back that will put them in playoff contention.
It would help. If you want to get in the playoffs, with not playing that Hamilton County game, it probably did hurt.
And so there's a handoff, and Marauder defense stepping up big once again, as there is no running room in between the tackles. Host Sapien leading the defense in on the charge, as that will push the Bobcats back about 2 or 3 yards. So tackle for a loss for the Marauder defense. Coach, the Marauders really missing big play ability here tonight, as they haven't been able to get into the red zone. Joshua Brown rolling out for the Bobcats as a man, and that pass is going to be complete. Looks like Wyatt Sullivan in on the reception before he steps out. He'll pick up about 8, maybe 7, and that'll bring up 3rd and about 7 to go for the Bobcats.
The Bobcats quarterback has great mobility. He really gets around the edge. He threads when he drop back. You don't know if you're going to throw a run, and he's done a good job of keeping the Marauders off balance when he gets to pass.
And so Munroe really living off of the 3rd and 4th down conversions, as Brown drops back going deep. And Marauders coming down with the interception. That was Caleb Hutchin, who read the quarterback's eyes the whole way down in textbook defensive back work.
That was an excellent play.
As Hutchin high-pointed the ball and brought it in.
Held on to the ball. As the Bobcat receiver tried to break it up, Hutchins had put his big paws on it, and he wasn't giving it up.
And so Amari Bolden was the intended receiver, and once again, Marauder defense comes up with a big stop and a big turnover. And defense playing pretty solid here in the first half. Offense looking to cash in on some Bobcat miscues and see if they can come away with some points. With 2:45 left in the half. Grant dropping back. He's going to be chased around, flushed out of the pocket, running for his life, and finally brought down. And I believe that was Tyler Dickey. Excuse me, that was Davion Brooks coming up with the sack. And Grant really had nowhere to go. Bobcat defensive front causing a lot of problems tonight for the Marauders. Grant once again flushed out of the pocket, being chased, looking for somebody downfield, and that pass is going to be almost intercepted. Very dangerous. Had Oberste open, and Oberste still had an opportunity to come down with it after it was tipped. That pass will also go incomplete, and the Marauders will be facing a 3rd and about 18. He had Oberste open and just was not able to connect with him. Coach, I think that pass came out a little too late.
Mark, it is a difficult task to roll. We got all this pressure on you and try to hit a guy standing still.
And so once again, from the shotgun, flea flicker, and ill-advised, and the toss back floated in the air too long.
The defense had that play smell. They smelled that play out. He really didn't have fool anyone because they didn't see he had. They fooled him on the run, faked the run because they didn't know he had faked the ball.
So Bobcats take advantage of the miscue by the Marauder offense, and that one will go backwards, bring up a 4th down. And Coach Raymer tried some trickeration, and it was nothing doing. So timeout is a call on the field. We're going to take a moment to shout out some top Marauder boosters who are proud supporters of the program. Advanced Business Systems, Accentria Insurance, Brown's Commercial Refrigeration, proudly serving Tallahassee since 1961. Our good friend Jeff Naylor and Remax and their associates. Ronald G. Willis Family Dentistry, making Tallahassee smile. Vascular Surgery Associates and the Vein Institute, proud supporters of Marauder football all 2021 long. And so here, facing a 4th down and forever, will be the Marauders. Tucker Hicks with the big foot kicks it away, and the fair catch is the call. And
what a kick!
A booming kick by Tucker Hicks will be just what the doctor ordered, as the punt was muffed by Perkins, and Marauders special teams has flipped the field and pinned the Bobcats back all the way on their own 19, 20-yard line. And Coach, that was an excellent punt.
Mark, they flipped the field. It looked like the Bobcats going to get great field position, but that punt put them back in a hole.
And so with 1:33, Bobcats with 80 yards to go if they would like to cash in, but the Marauder defense kind of backed up a little bit. Their secondary is Brown, operating from the shotgun, is going to throw across the middle, and there's another drop pass, and that's the 4th one tonight for the Bobcats. Amari Bolden was the intended receiver, and Joshua Brown tried to connect with him across the middle, and Brown's got a heck of an arm. Just put a lot of gas on some of his passes here tonight. And there's Brown once again from the shotgun, going across the middle again, and Bolden can't hang on. Marauder defense. Once again bringing pressure, and holding will be the call, and that will back up the Bobcats. We'll see if Coach Raymer takes it or if he will go for the down and distance. So they'll replay 2nd down. That'll back up the Bobcats 10 yards, putting them back on their own 10-yard line. Excuse me, their own 8-yard line. And despite the score here, Marauder defense has played pretty solid so far. Minute 22. And there's Josh Brown. He's going to hang on to it himself. Shakes a couple of would-be tacklers, and he's going to pick up about 9, close to 10 yards. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 12. And so Joshua Brown tried to get some of those yards back as we get just inside of a minute until halftime. Bobcats with a 20-0 lead over the Marauders. Football weather here at Frank Shaw Field. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be right back right after this.
My name is Avery Smith. I came to Maclay in 2016, came in as a freshman, and I moved from a different school. I ran cross country my freshman and sophomore year, and then I ran track all 3 years and plan to run this year as well. And then I played soccer all 4 years. And then the clubs I've been a part of, I've been a part of Student Council, Anchor Club, Red Cross Club, and then Dance Marathon is my big organization that I'm a part of.
So as we check back in here, a crucial 3rd down and 12 for the Bobcats. Brown from the shotgun, dropping back. Nobody to go to. He's going to take it himself, taking off. Shakes a couple of defenders. He's got some running room, catches the edge, and he's got some blockers. Perkins trying to clear away, and Brown will take it the distance, hitting the pylon. Touchdown, Bobcats. Joshua Brown getting it done.
Mark,
83 yards on the QB keeper.
Mark, he's been the difference. The Marauders have great coverage in the secondary, and the quarterback scrambles and scores a touchdown all night long.
And Joshua Brown making it look easy, taking it 83 yards to pay dirt. And with 40 seconds remaining, Bobcats have broken the game open with their 4th score of the half. 2-point conversion attempt pending. And there's Brown from the shotgun going across the middle. Pass is going to be intercepted. And 2-point conversion is once again denied. But not before Brown does all the damage with his feet first. Going 83 yards for the score, and the Marauders really were backed up deep looking for the pass, and they just kind of outran the coverage there as Brown saw nothing but green grass in front of him and caught some really good blocks going downfield and took it the distance. And your score just before the half, Bobcats 26, Marauders nothing. So 40 seconds to go, and Maclay finding themselves in a big hole early on. Kick on its way, and there's Bashirs is going to pick it up right at the goal line. Thought it was going to get into the end zone, and it did not, and that's going to be a costly return for the Marauders as they're a pin inside their own 10-yard line. I think they'll go ahead and mark it right at the 10. And Bashirs could have fielded it, thought it was going to take another bounce, and it just kind of trickled right before crossing over into the end zone, and he was forced to pick it up and only got about 3 or 4 on the return. And Maclay will have 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. 33 seconds remaining until the half, and we'll see if they'll be able to get a playoff here. Grant going to hand it off to Munroe, and he's going to pick up maybe about 1.5 yards to 2 yards.
Coach Raymer is going to let this clock run out and go in and talk about what they're going to do in the second half.
And so that will do it for the first half. We've got halftime here at Frank Shaw Field. And Coach, Bobcats' 3rd down conversions just killing the Marauders and kind of keeping their defense on the field for a little bit longer and really just capitalizing off of big plays here. And Coach, we've seen a lot from the Marauders this season, but so far, the defensive front has done a pretty decent job, and just giving up too many big plays here. Joshua Brown really getting it done for the Bobcats early on.
This is a very talented Bobcat team,
and so your halftime score here at Frank Shaw Field: Marauders trail Munroe 26-0, and that will do it for the half. And so we're going to take a break and head to commercial. We'll be back with more second half action here from Frank Shaw Field after the break.
Two years ago, in this very site, we launched the I Think initiative. Two years later, we stand here in the new Beck Family Innovation Center coming out of the ground, going into the chemistry lab with the Beck Family Research Center behind us. This movement, this attitude of the I Think initiative has been amazing for our students because we're trying to honor our mission to make sure that we're helping our students reach their fullest extent by honoring the interests that each one of them have.
There is no set curriculum, so the teachers can teach how they want to teach kids, and I think that's really helpful.
I mean, I've heard from other schools, from other students, it's a very different learning experience for them. They don't have as much hands-on things as we do. We really get a good learning experience here. It's different, it's creative, it's outside of the box.
That undercurrent that the I Think initiative has been able to give us has pushed us forward. $7 million later, we have a wonderful Beck Family Research Center, and we're in the middle of construction for the Beck Family Innovation Center, which gives a lab space to the business and entrepreneurship concentration, new spaces, cutting edge technology for all of the core sciences. And then Langford Hall is going to be a wonderful gathering place that's also convertible for recitals and things where students are able to exhibit the things that they're really passionate about. One of the unique things about Maclay is that we are a pre-K through 12 school. So as we think about the work that we do with students, we're able to know what the outcome is and then drive that all the way back to a 3-year-old's experience. When I think about our alumni, can they walk out and know that no matter what the world's going to throw at them, they can do it? It's that understanding that life is a journey, but it honors those who take the field and have the courage to lean into those problems. That's what a Maclay graduate walks away with.
I think I can.
I think I can.
I think I can.
I did.
I did.
I did.
I did too.
I did.
I did.
I did.
I did too.
I did.
I did.
We did too.
My name is Avery Smith. I came to Maclay in 2016, came in as a freshman, and I moved from a different school. I ran cross country my freshman and sophomore year, and then I ran track all 3 years and plan to run this year as well. And then I played soccer all 4 years. And then the clubs I've been a part of, I've been a part of Student Council, Anchor Club, Red Cross Club, and then Dance Marathon is my big organization that I'm a part of.
Miracle Network Dance Marathon is a movement benefiting Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, an organization that raises funds and awareness for over 170 pediatric hospitals across North America.
My freshman year, I signed up 2 days before, and I went that Saturday, and I immediately just fell in love with it. I think it's so cool that a group of students can get together and raise thousands of dollars for the families and for kids that with pediatric illness. I just know so many families that go to Maclay and that are in the Tallahassee community that are affected by Dance Marathon. So I think it's really important that we try to push all throughout the year and we get as much as the student body involved as we can. Dance Marathon has given me a chance to work with many different students and serve as a leader in Maclay but also in the community. I have been taking the business concentration classes because that's what I'm leaning towards majoring in college. So I have been able to take personal finance, risk and reward, and then this year I'm taking a directed independent study that's called marketing communications. So I've been able to see all the different bits and pieces that fall under that business branch, and so I kind of get a feel for what I want to focus on in college next year. I tend to thrive on a very busy schedule, so when I have to balance academics and social and athletics and all of that, I know like when it gets tough, it's preparing me for my life after Maclay this year, and I feel very prepared going into college. I'm Avery and I'm determined.
I am Eric Phipps. I started at Maclay early 2000s, sometime in pre-Cat. I live on a dirt road kind of out in the woods, and I've always kind of enjoyed being in nature and interacting with it. I've always wanted to make change, I guess. Biology seems like a field that would be really rewarding, and also I find it very interesting. I've found it interesting since 9th grade. Maclay does have a band. It's nice to be able to participate and play the trumpet because I love doing that. Although it is also nice to be able to conduct. I love jazz.
Eric started in band in the 5th grade. He started on the trumpet and he has loved music ever since and has stayed with the band program ever since. And as he has developed, he has become more of a leader in the band, and the last 2 years he has become my student director. And what the student director does is to lead the jazz ensemble.
It's kind of hard to rein everybody in, especially when there's a student conductor, so you have to kind of be firm, and I guess I've learned how to do that. I've definitely grown since I started doing that, and I've learned more communication and leadership skills. I love Mr. Norman. He kind of teaches you more how to think than write, because not like he teaches you how to think, but he teaches you how to think for yourself. Basically, he teaches you that no piece of literature has one single meaning and you can interpret it however you'd like. And I think that's a really cool idea, something I learned in his class that I've never learned before. Something that's a recent interest, but I really, really want to do now is architecture. I'm going to college for engineering. That's the plan. And I really, really enjoy designing and building things. I have a lot of interests. I don't know which one I want to do, but currently I'm thinking about architecture. At Maclay, I've learned to respect my teachers and all the faculty and all the students around me, and I think that's probably the biggest takeaway. I'm Eric, and I'm inspired.
Jose. I've been at Maclay since the 9th grade. Instantly, when I came into Maclay, I was connected with teachers, mentors, peers that helped me have like one of the smoothest transitions. I found a notebook on my teacher's desk at Lloyd Comforter, and it said Student Astronaut Challenge. And instantly I was like, what is that? And she explained it to me, and she said, hey, if you want to create a team, we need 5 people by tomorrow. And so I asked a bunch of my friends from different grade levels, and we had a team by the next day. And when I came to Maclay and found that there wasn't a Student Astronaut Challenge, I knew that I had to get this program started. So when I competed in the middle school, I just remember loving it and wanting to learn more and wanting to know more. And so getting to help the middle schoolers really inspires me to continue what I'm doing. I just see them light up, and it's been an incredible experience because we're working together and they look up to me, but I am also looking for them for inspiration. So throughout my years, I have a particular love for biology, and in sophomore year I took my biology class, but unfortunately that's the only biology class. I wanted to be more specific. I wanted to guide my learning into one directed path, and so this year I've been able to create a class called Biomedical Science, and so I have been able to research different diseases from Alzheimer's to Parkinson's to MS. I'm a very active student. I play a lot of sports after school, and so that requires a lot of time management, but fortunately the teachers and all my coaches work with me and understand that all the students here are so active and so involved in many different things. Maclay is a really challenging school, but that has ultimately led me and challenged me to become the best student I can be. And it also has challenged me to be involved in so many activities, so I have been able to find my interests and my passions through all the opportunities Maclay has provided. I'm Hannah, and I'm determined.
I'm Hunt Dyson. I started at Maclay in kindergarten. I came from Faith Preschool. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed it a lot, especially going into high school. Like, I had that group of friends that I've known my entire life, and then I also got to meet a bunch of new people from coming outside. I started out just as a writer sophomore year. I had heard that my friends Emily Dudley, Ellie Castillo, and Rachel Stockel wanted to make the paper. So I contacted Mr. Normant, who redirected me to Mrs. Mayer, and they said I could come on as a writer. So I wrote, I think, a couple of articles for the newspapers that just got to start up. And then Will became student council president, so they needed a sports editor. So junior year, last year, I stepped in as sports editor, which was really rewarding. I want to say APUSH was probably my favorite class. I didn't think it would be. I've never been a big history guy, but that was a really, really fun class just because it went a little bit more in depth than I thought it would have gone, and it was just kind of cool to like see the broad concepts that I learned as a little kid and then go a little bit more in depth as to why those things happen. I really enjoyed, honestly, all of them. They're all really passionate. I would say Mr. Normant's up there just because of how passionate he is about it. Dr. Bevan too. I had Dr. Bevan for the first time this year, but just how passionate he is about teaching it. If he reads a good line or something in Hamlet, he'll kind of slam his book on the table and just be like, wow, like that was an amazing line, like isn't that awesome? So it's really nice being able to learn from teachers who are super passionate and then can kind of like relay that on you because it's palpable almost, it's just in the air, you're able to feel it. In 5 years, hopefully in grad school. I don't know what I want to major in, but I know after undergrad, I want to get my Juris Doctor degree and MBA, get that joint degree. And then as far as the job goes, I don't know. I think public relations would be pretty cool. Over the summer, I job shadowed a public relations firm, and I got a lot out of that. So hopefully interning and working on getting my graduate degrees. I'm Hunt, and I'm unstoppable.
I think in lower school and middle school I didn't really appreciate it as much just because it was school. sophomore year is when I really started to grow and learn that, this is your future and everybody here wants to help you. I was a baseball player until my sophomore year. I got tendonitis in my shoulder during the first game of the season, and I was also running track at that time, and I said, well, why don't I focus on running track and just getting better at that, and if I recover, I'll recover and I can go back to playing baseball, but let me try to be the best I can be while I'm running track. Fell in love with track, fell in love with cross country, and ever since then, it's just been running. Everybody here wants to help you. Like I said, I didn't understand that until sophomore year. That's when I realized I need to start doing my work.
I recommended Jay because not only is he one of the best runners in North Florida, South Georgia, but he knew that he needed to strengthen his schedule in order to be more competitive getting into colleges. He couldn't get in just based on his running, get into the college he wanted to get into. So he beefed up his schedule.
In college, I want to study anatomy and physiology or sports physiology. Don't know which one yet, but they kind of go together, so that helps. Future plans, I see myself running in college, med school, some type of sports science, something around that field. That just keeps me in the loop of sports when I'm not actually doing sports anymore. So after the running career is over, I can still be around sports because I love them. I'm Jay, and I'm inspired.
Two years ago, in this very site, we launched the I Think initiative. Two years later, we stand here in the new Beck Family Innovation Center coming out of the ground, going into the chemistry lab with the Beck Family Research Center behind us. This movement, this attitude of the I Think initiative has been amazing for our students because we're trying to honor our mission to make sure that we're helping our students reach their fullest extent by honoring the interests that each one of them have.
There is no set curriculum, so the teachers can teach how they want to teach kids, and I think that's really helpful.
I mean, I've heard from other schools, from other students, it's a very different learning experience for them. They don't have as much hands-on things as we do. We really get a good learning experience here. It's different, it's creative, it's outside of the box.
That undercurrent that the I Think initiative has been able to give us has pushed us forward. $7 million later, we have a wonderful Beck Family Research Center, and we're in the middle of construction for the Beck Family Innovation Center, which gives a lab space to the business and entrepreneurship concentration, new spaces, cutting edge technology for all of the core sciences. And then Langford Hall is going to be a wonderful gathering place that's also convertible for recitals and things where students are able to exhibit the things that they're really passionate about. One of the unique things about Maclay is that we are a pre-K through 12 school. So as we think about the work that we do with students, we're able to know what the outcome is and then drive that all the way back to a 3-year-old's experience. When I think about our alumni, can they walk out and know that no matter what the world's going to throw at them, they can do it? It's that understanding that life is a journey, but it honors those who take the field and have the courage to lean into those problems. That's what a Maclay graduate walks away with.
I think I can.
I think I can.
I think I can.
I did.
I did.
I did.
I did too.
I did.
I did.
I did.
I did too.
I did.
I did.
We did too.
So back for second half action here from Frank Shaw Field on Maclay's campus. The start of the third quarter. Kick is underway. And we've got a fumble. And Grady Brown was able to hang on to it.
We're going to see what they're going to do coming out. They need to establish something and get a score. And maybe Coach Raymond saw what he would be successful at in the second half. Now, some of the things they did in the first half that was successful.
Yeah, I think that they were able to kind of mix it up a little bit as Grant from the shotgun once again. He's going to hand it off to Bashirs, and it's Davion Brooks once again coming in and making the tackle.
They are dominating the line of scrimmage, Mark.
And so pass in and out of the hands of Caleb Hutchin. And that's going to bring up third and long for the Marauders. And Coach, really, for the Marauder offensive front, they have their work cut out for them here in the second half, trying to contain the Bobcats front. So Grant once again dropping back, looking for a man across. And that's going to bring up pass interference as Bashirs was followed really close. And I think there was a little bit of an entanglement there. And the holding penalty will go against the Marauders, backing them up even further. And that'll bring up fourth down. And Marauders pinned deep in their own territory will look to kick it away. There's Tucker Hicks on to punt. Back deep for the Bobcats is number 2. And finally brought down. And that was number 51. 52. And that was Amari Bolden, who just dragged a Maclay defender for about 10 yards before he was finally brought down. So holding against the Bobcats will take a couple of yards off of that return. And that will put the ball just across midfield. That's where Joshua Brown and the Bobcat offense will go to work here to start the second half. Brown once again under center, Man comes in motion. That's Borden. He's going to take the jet sweep, looking for the corner, and he's going to be hit and rocked. And that was number 2 on the tackle. That was Jim Munroe. But not before Bowling was able to pick up 8 yards on the jet sweep. And the Bobcats have moved across midfield into Marauder territory. 2nd and 2 for the Bobcats. There's a handoff to number 8. And hard-nosed tackling by the Marauder defense. And that was Taz Walker on the carry.
Mark, the Bobcats are doing pretty much whatever they want. Running the ball. When you can run and don't have to throw the football, your team, you're dominating the line of scrimmage.
Brown's going to fake the handoff, tipped and intercepted. And that was Oberste with the interception, but not before it was tipped in the air by Caleb Hutchin. And the Marauders have come up with their 2nd turnover on the night. Defense is playing pretty solid.
Keeping it close. You need to score, though. Don't waste these opportunities. You got to get some points on the board.
And so
just to have a chance, Mark.
Maclay will try to take advantage from the interception by Oberste. They'll have 1st and 10 from their own 25. Here's Grant. Passes complete to Hutchin on the tunnel screen, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards. And the Marauders will have 2nd and 4. Officials timeout. Second down and 4 for the Marauders. 3 receivers to the bottom, and Grant in the shotgun. Grant's going to drop back, looking for anyone, trying to avoid the rush, and going to wisely throw it away. Miscommunication between him and Hutchin. His intended
I think they were going to
receiver.
try to run pretty much the same play from last on 1st down.
Marauders still in search for their first score on the evening as they trail 26-0 with 9 minutes and 28 seconds into the 3rd. And there's a handoff, and Jim Munroe is going to plow ahead. He's going to be short of the 1st down by maybe a yard. And that's going to bring up 4th and 1 and decision time for Coach Raymer. Coach, I'd imagine they punted away here, not wanting to give the Bobcats a short field.
That looked like a regular pass for a regular formation.
And so handoff goes to Bashirs, and forward progress. We'll see what the official says, but not before Davion Brooks came in with the hammer, and we'll see what the officials say. So Bobcats come up with a huge stop. And Davion Brooks met him in the hole, and Munroe was not able to plow ahead and get the 1st down.
Tough situation, not taking advantage of the turnover and leaving the defense in a bad situation deep in their own territory. The Marauders going to have to play a little tighter and hopefully get a stop.
Bobcats, 1st and 10 from the 33 of Maclay, and there's Brown scrambling for his life, is going to heave it up in the air and finally throw it away. And we've got a flag on the opposite side of the field, and we'll see what the call is here momentarily. Coach Maclay had a couple of opportunities to try and convert, and they were short both times. We'll see what the flag is over on this side of the field. And it's going to be waved off as Joshua Brown was flushed from the pocket and could not find an open receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball on the Marauder 33-yard line, and Bobcats working with a short field. Clock showing 8:35 left in the third. Twin receivers to the top, and Joshua Brown from under center is going to hand it off. And there's Taz Walker going to be bottled up and dropped for a loss. And Marauder defense playing pretty soundly, and we'll
Mark,
see.
they got to stop on 3rd down. They've bailed them out with runs by the quarterback.
Bobcats have converted 4 3rd downs here tonight, and they'll be going for number 5 here in a few seconds.
And in 4-down territory, Mark, they're on the 32-yard line.
Ball on the 32. 3rd and 10. Brown from under center is going to drop back. Takes the swing pass out wide. Going to be complete to number 5. Makes a
Good
nifty
tackle.
move, but not before he's also hit and dropped after about a 4-yard gain. And that was number 5. That was R.J. Payne Jr. on the reception. And 4th down and about 7 for the Bobcats, who are electing to go for it. 3 receivers down to the bottom of the screen here. Brown dropping back, looking for a man onto the outside, flush out of the pocket, and the pass is going to be short and incomplete. And
Once
that'll
again,
be a
Mark, the
turnover on
defense
downs.
help is just the offense need to do something. They need to get a sustained drive. You need something positive to happen. The defense is going to get tired and keep going back out there and not taking advantage of those miscues by the Bobcats.
So Bobcats cannot convert on a short field at that, and the Marauder defense comes up with another crucial stop. 7:07 left in the third, and Maclay will take over 1st and 10 from their own 30. Grant with 3 receivers to the top. From the shotguns, passes, quick swing pass is going to go complete to Bashirs, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard before he's pushed out of bounds. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 9. Marauders had some success in the first half when they were able to stretch the field, Coach. We'll see if more of those swing passes and off-direction plays come back into the mix. Grant once again from the shotgun. Blitz coming. Quick swing pass is complete to Hutchin, and he is going to be hit and driven back. And that was R.J. Payne Jr. on the defense. Marauders pick up about 4 on the reception. And I'll bring up 3rd and 4. Coach Maclay has not been in the red zone tonight. They're looking for a big play.
Somebody got to make a play.
Grant from the shotgun. Handoff, ball on the ground. Bobcats say they have it. And the exchange was just sloppy for the Marauders, and the ball came loose. And Maclay recovers the fumble, but that will cost him about 3 yards as they move backwards. And so back to punt will be Tucker Hicks. And he will deliver a high booming kick. And that will sail out of bounds. An excellent punt. Hicks will put the Bobcats inside of their own 20. And so defense is trading punches here in the middle of the third. Just inside of 5 minutes. And so official's gonna call for a water break, and we'll take one too. This is 4 Quarters Online, proud live streaming partner of Maclay football here in 2021. We'll be back with more third quarter action after this.
I think in lower school and middle school I didn't really appreciate it as much just because it was school. Sophomore year is when I really started to grow and learn that, you know, this is your future and everybody here wants to help you. I was a baseball player until my sophomore year. I got tendonitis in my shoulder during the first game of the season, and I was also running track at that time, and I said, well, why don't I focus on running track and just getting better at that, and if I recover,
just inside of 5 minutes in the third quarter. Bobcats taking over 1st and 10 from their own 20. And that handoff is going to go to Perkins. And Perkins breaks free, makes a nasty move at the 45, and he's running free. A block in the back will negate the long run, but we'll
that
see.
was an unnecessary block.
Austin Perkins had taken off.
And he did it right in front of the official.
Had made a really nasty move back at the 45 and blocking the back.
Wasn't necessary.
Obvious call here will bring that one back. And coach, that was a touchdown that just got taken off the board.
Wasn't necessary to block. He did it in front of the official, which is I didn't understand that.
And so it looks like the penalty will be marked from the spot of the foul. Munroe will have the first down, but 6 points coming off the board. Austin Perkins had one man to beat. And so another big play will give the Bobcats 1st and 10 from the Maclay 33. And there's a handoff to Taz Walker, and he's going to try and get some room to run, but he's going to grind his way forward for about 9 yards. Now we'll bring up 2nd and 1 for the Bobcats. Ball on the Maclay 24-yard line. Blitz coming, handoff to Taz Walker. He's not going to get anything inside. Bounces out to the outside, still on his feet. Picks up about 11. And got another flag on the field.
Somebody took a helmet.
And we'll see as Taz Walker was able to pick up the first down, tried to get some extra yards. He was able to get about 12 before he was ran out of bounds, and we'll see what the penalty is. See what the call is on the field here. And so illegal substitution against the Bobcats.
Too many men probably on the field. I saw number 1 run off the field.
so the Marauders will try to take advantage here, as that will bring up second down and about 6 for the Bobcats. And so Perkins trying to use some of his shiftiness, but not before he's bottled up. And that play will go for about maybe a yard. And Marauders trying to contain the big play ability of the Bobcats. So that'll be bring up third down and about 4. Joshua Brown now operating from the shotgun. Timeout is the call. We'll take one too. This is 4 Quarters Online, proud live streaming partner of Maclay football all season long. We'll be right back right after this.
2 years ago, in this very site, we launched the I Think initiative. Two years later, we stand here in the new Beck Family Innovation Center coming out of the ground, going into the chemistry lab with the Beck Family Research Center behind us. This movement, this attitude of the I Think initiative has been amazing for our students, because we're trying to honor our mission to make sure that we're helping our students reach their fullest extent by honoring the interests that each one of them have.
There is no set curriculum, so the teachers can teach how they want to teach kids, and I think that's really helpful.
I mean, I've heard from other schools, from other students, it's a very different learning experience for them. They don't have as much hands-on things as we do.
Okay, a big third down coming up here for the Bobcats. Brown's going to keep it, lunges ahead, and he's going to be given the first down. A 5-yard quarterback keeper, and that's another third down conversion for the Bobcats. Just inside the red zone, ball on the 19-yard line of the Marauders, and that's a 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Joshua Brown once again in the shotgun, twin receivers either side. Brown's going to drop back. Throwing the ball deep again in the corner. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Bobcats. And that was Austin Perkins on the reception. Excuse me, that was Taz Walker on the reception for Munroe. Going up high and pulling down the score. And
the Bobcats, Mark, are making some highlight catches, not just regular. That was a great catch.
And on for
held on to the ball with 2 hands. Super play.
False start on the extra point assessed against Munroe will back them up a little bit. And so on to kick the extra point. High snap. Kick is up and on its way, and it is good. And so Munroe has broken this one open with a 33-0 lead with just a couple of minutes left into the 4th quarter. 2:14 left in the 3rd, and your score is Munroe 33, Maclay, nothing. I'm going to take a moment here to talk about some of the top Marauder boosters here, sponsoring Maclay football all season long. Advanced Business Systems, proud supporters of Maclay football. Accentria Insurance, serving the Tallahassee area since 1961. Brown's Commercial Refrigeration. Remax and their helpful professionals, and our good friend Jeff Naylor. Ronald G. Willis Family Dentistry, making Tallahassee smile. And the Vane Institute, proud supporters of Maclay football all 2021. It's going to be a high kick, and it's going to be fielded by Bashirs. He's going to worm his way out towards the 25-yard line, and that's where the Marauders will take over, 1st and 10. And Coach Maclay held scoreless here on senior night, and they're looking for their first shot at some points, but they haven't had very many opportunities, but they haven't been able to get out of their own side of the field.
And Mark, when you're getting dominated on the line of scrimmage, it's very difficult to do anything. The Bobcats front line is really doing a great job. They are in the backfield. They not necessarily have to blitz to get things done. And when you're getting beat on the front line, it's hard to win.
And so Grant from the shotgun, that's going to be a screen pass. Bashirs is going to be hit and dropped. Bobcat defense was not fooled on the screen pass. And that was number 7, Caleb Barnes, giving Jeb Bashirs nowhere to run.
Mark, these Bobcats look like they're very well coached on defense. The Marauders have tried to run all kind of plays and look like they got somebody there all the time.
So Marauders, man comes in motion, and there's a deep pass. Hutchin, the intended receiver, in just through the hands of Caleb Hutchin. He was able to get a finger on it, but wasn't able to haul it in. And Bobcats trying to close out the 3rd quarter. And the Marauders will be facing a 3rd and long once again with just under a minute left in the 3rd quarter. And so Maclay, with 3 receivers to the top of your screen, Grant from the shotgun, going to be forced out of the pocket. He's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield as the pocket collapses. And there's Davion Brooks and company, joined by Aristotle Cummings and a host of other Bobcats from that formidable defensive front, and that's going to be their 3rd sack of the night. And Tucker Hicks will have to punt it away from his own end zone. So Hicks will boom it away. Nice punt. It's going to be fielded at the 49. And that's number 2, who's going to be hit and dropped. That was Amari Bolden receiving the kick, and he's going to pick up a return of about 6 yards. And the Bobcats will take over 1st and 10 from the Marauder 44-yard line with 20 ticks left in the 3rd quarter. Coach, a little chilly here tonight at Frank Shaw Field for the final home game of the Clay Marauders, and finally got some football weather after being in 80-degree heat for most of the season.
Who said this was football weather? This is Florida. I want to bring back the summer weather.
Bolden taking the jet sweep, and he's going to pick up about 9 yards before he's brought down by number 21. It's Ben Wynn in on the tackle. Hard running by the Bobcats is going to bring them down to the 38-yard line, and that will do it for the third quarter. 1 12-minute period remaining here in this contest, and Munroe up big, 33-0 over the Marauders. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be right back right after this.
Two years ago, in this very site, we launched the I Think initiative. 2 years later, we stand here in the new Beck Family Innovation Center coming out of the ground, going into the chemistry lab with the Beck Family Research Center behind us. This movement, this attitude of the I Think initiative has been amazing for our students because we're trying to honor our mission to make sure that we're helping our students reach their fullest extent by honoring the interests that each one of them have.
There is no set curriculum, so the teachers can teach how they want to teach kids, and I think that's really helpful.
I mean, I've heard from other schools, from other students, it's a very different learning experience for them. They don't have as much hands-on.
And so working with a short field here, as we start the fourth and final quarter, the Munroe Bobcats, they'll be operating 1st and 10 from the Maclay 38. Man coming in motion, and there's Brown under center. And he's gonna hand it off to Perkins, who's trying to make a move and could not get past the Maclay defense, and he's going to be hit and drop, maybe perhaps for a loss of 1. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 3.
Mark, it is a tough night for the Marauder defense because they have to play. When the offense doesn't score, it makes it very difficult on them. And
Absolutely.
The front line of the Bobcats,
and we've got movement up
pretty
front.
dominant.
Both sides saying each other moved, and that will be assessed against the Bobcats. False start will now bring up a 3rd and about 8. So Bobcats were trying to get another critical 3rd down conversion, and they'll be delayed and move back. It'll be 8 yards to gain for a 1st down. So Brown once again under center, 3rd and 8 to go. He's going to drop back, and this time he's going to use his legs and pick up the 1st down himself.
There goes that man again.
He's going to pick up about 9, and it'll be good enough to move the sticks. 1st and 10, Bobcats. And on the carry for Brown, picking up about 11 yards. Picking up about 9 yards for the 1st down. Ball now on the Marauder 34-yard line. And Coach Munroe has been able to extend drives at will.
Marcus, doesn't seem to matter all the mistakes that the Bobcats make. They seem to come out with a great play by the quarterback, 3rd and long, 3rd and 20.
Yep, and that's another false start.
They've been doing that all night. It didn't really affect them.
And Munroe has been mistake-prone in the ball game, but it hasn't affected the scoreboard as they lead 33-0. Brown once again operating under center. Going to take the snap, dropping back. Looking for someone deep and can't find it. He's going to take off and run, evading the defense, and this time getting it done with his legs. He's going to pick up about 15, and he'll be close to another Bobcat 1st down. Coach Brown is such a weapon. can't leave him alone in the pocket for too long because he'll pick you apart with his arm, and if you give chase to him, he's going to take off.
And he seems to get out of bounds. He doesn't take a hit.
And Bobcats are trying to keep it on the ground here, and there's a handoff to Perkins, and the ball comes loose, and the Marauders jump on it, and
he land on the ground sitting on a fluffy pillow. The ball falls to him. Really is exciting. The defense has gotten a lot of turnovers and mistakes by the Bobcats, but just can't seem to take advantage of it.
You don't see very many.
He was sitting on the ground. The ball just fell in front of him.
You don't see very many times where you can turn the ball over 3 times and be up 33-0. But Munroe is doing just that here with 10:36 remaining in the game. Grant from the shotgun is going to hand it off and hit violently at the line. It's going to be Jeb Bashirs, and he's going to go for about a yard. And we've got some trickeration here coming up. Maclay lining up in this.
Mark,
this is a weird formation. We'll see where it goes. That's going to be quarterback dropping back, and he hits.
Mark, that's an old run and shoot formation. It's the father of the wing of the run and shoot. Where we call it open gate, and if the defense adjusts too much, they'll throw the ball to the side where all the linemen are. If they don't adjust to that, they'll come back. Hutchins was wide open.
Coach Raymer digging in the back of the playbook. Almost had a big play as Hutchins could not hang on. Man coming in motion. There's Grant rolling out, looking for anyone deep, and wisely throws it away as he couldn't find anybody. And that will bring up 3rd down.
Coach Raymer has been around coaching a long time. Not many coaches know that formation. If you read a lot of books, you go see it. And if your quarterback can run around and make plays, it's devastating.
And that'll bring up 4th down, And Amari Bolden is back deep. And on to punt will be Tucker Hicks. And Coach Raymer wants to talk it over with his guys.
They didn't have enough men on the field. They didn't have a gunner on the right side.
And so we'll take a timeout here, too. More 4th quarter action coming up right after this. This is 4 Quarters Online, proud live streaming partner, Maclay football, all season long.
My name is Hannah Jose. I've been at Maclay since the 9th grade. Instantly, when I came into Maclay, I was connected with teachers, mentors, peers that helped me have one of the smoothest transitions. I found a notebook on my teacher's desk at Holy Comforter, and it said Student Astronaut Challenge. And instantly I was like, what is that? And she explained it to me, and she said, hey, if you want to create a team, we need 5 people by tomorrow. And so I asked a bunch of my friends from different grade levels, and we had a team by the next day. And when I came to Maclay and found that there wasn't a Student Astronaut Challenge, I knew that I had to get this program started.
So coming out of the timeout, the Marauders just wanted to talk things over with the head coach, Coach Raymer. Senior night here at Frank Shaw Field, and not really going the way of the Marauders as Munroe firmly in control, out 33-0. Bobcats dominating the Marauders, and Marauders going to go for it. There's Grant swinging it out to Hutchin, and he's going to be just short.
It didn't run the route deep enough.
The official marks it.
It didn't run the route deep enough. If you're going to do that comeback, you got to give yourself some room. You got to push him a little deeper. If he had not done that,
and short. is the call.
Mark, he just didn't push him. He just didn't run it deep enough.
That's the third.
Good pass, good play.
That is the third fourth down attempt by Maclay, and they've been short twice and just stopped once.
You can't blame Coach Raymer for trying. You need something to work, get some positive things to happen.
So far, 1 of 8. So far, just 1 of 8 here on third down. So water called by the officials. We're going to take a moment to call out some of the Marauder top boosters here. Advanced Business Systems, proud supporters of Maclay football here in 2021. Accentria Insurance. Brown's Commercial Refrigeration, proudly serving the Tallahassee area since 1961. Jeff Naylor and Remax and his associates. Ronald G. Willis, Family Dentistry. And Vascular Surgery Associates and the Vein Institute. And so with 9:36, the fourth down conversion attempt from Maclay fails, and Bobcats take over 1st and 10, ball on the 38-yard line, 37-yard line, and there's Brown looking for someone deep and can't find anybody. Finally tripped up and dropped as he scrambled to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he was looking downfield.
Well, that might have been the first time all night that they got him.
And he'll go for a sack. And that was R.J. Payne, who was the intended receiver, or can't say intended, he was looking for him. He just couldn't find him as Joshua Brown was tackled right at the line of scrimmage, and Brown once again is going to be dropping back. Swing pass is going to go to Amari Bolden. Bolden's going to pick up some positive yards, and he's going to have a first down. Big gain of about 16. And Bobcats on the move once again. So as we get down to about 8 minutes and 30 seconds, man coming in motion. Brown once again from the shotgun. From the under center. Brown's going to drop back, looking deep, can't find anybody. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to scamper for about 8 yards, getting just inside the 20 before falling down at the 18. That'll bring up 2nd and about 3 for the Bobcats. Coach Joshua Brown has just been such a weapon for the Bobcats all season long. You can see why. Has the option to throw, but if he can't find anything, you better look out because he's definitely going to take off.
You better put a spy. It's difficult to let him just keep running on third down.
Fakes the handoff. Brown going across his body, passes almost completed. There's another drop pass.
Mark, I don't call games with the officials right there. The offensive lineman for the Bobcats just grabbed one of the Marauders, the closest one to him, looked like it was going to make a sack. I thought they were going to throw a flag.
Wyatt Sullivan was the intended receiver. And things didn't look quite set on the offensive line side. And that's going to result in another false start. And Coach Munroe's been penalized pretty heavily tonight. I've seen a lot of miscues. Hasn't affected the scoreboard, but I believe that's their 5th offensive false start tonight.
Before the play ball starts. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
this time Brown is going to be in the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff, keep it on his own, trying to get to the edge, and tripped up before he can get to the first down marker. He'll go for about 2, and that'll bring up 4th down and about 4. So another critical 4th down coming up here for the Bobcats. Bobcats trying to get a conversion here. And temperature dropping here midway through the 4th quarter. Brown trying to draw the defense offside. Maclay doesn't bite, and that will be a timeout called on the field. And we'll take one too. This is 4 Quarters Online, proud live streaming partner of Maclay football all season long. We'll be back right after this.
My name is Hannah Jose. I've been at Maclay since the 9th grade. Instantly, when I came into Maclay, I was connected with teachers, mentors, peers that helped me have like one of the smoothest transitions. I found a notebook on my teacher's desk at Holy Comforter, and it said Student Astronaut Challenge. And instantly I was like, what is that? And she explained it to me, and she said, hey, if you want to create a team, we need 5 people by tomorrow. And so I asked a bunch of my friends from different grade levels, and we had a team by the next day. And when I came to Maclay and found that there wasn't a Student Astronaut Challenge, I knew that I had to get this program started. So when I competed in the middle school, I just remember loving it and wanting to learn more and wanting to know more. And so getting to help the middle schoolers.
Coming out of the timeout, a big 4th down here for the Bobcats. Brown from under center. Gonna drop back, fakes the handoff, looking to the outside, and this time he's gonna use his legs again, trying to get to the close to the first down, and I think he may have it. He will just cross over the first down marker, and that'll be good enough to move the sticks. 1st and 10, Bobcats. Ball on the Marauder 13-yard line. Brown's going to hand it off to Perkins. Perkins makes a move, tries to cut back inside, and he's driven and dropped by a host of Marauders on the defense. And so Munroe taking their time here, trying to put this one on ice.
They don't have to do that, Mark. It's cold enough.
And so a big hit.
The Marauders are still fighting, although they're down by 33 points. And you gotta, if you want to find a positive as a coach, that's what you like. A team that continues to fight no matter what the score is.
That was Hayden Hilliard in on a big hit, dropping the running back, and flag on the play. It's going to go against the Bobcats.
And once again, the Bobcats make a error, a penalty, and they've been getting those all night long.
And so there's the handoff. That's going to go to Taz Walker. And he's going to be close. And he's going to be hit and dropped at about the 4. Timeout on the field, and we're going to take a moment to call out at this final home game here at Frank Shaw Field. Some proud supporters of Marauder football. Advanced Business Systems, proud supporters of Maclay football. Accentria Insurance, serving the Tallahassee area since 1961. It's Brown's Commercial Refrigeration. Our good friend Jeff Naylor and Remax and the Remax Professionals. Making Tallahassee smile is Ronald G. Willis Family Dentistry. And then finally, the Vein Institute and Vascular Surgery Associates, proud supporters of Maclay football. And so with 4 minutes, 30 seconds, Bobcats trying to add one more score. 3rd and goal from the 4, and hit immediately and dropped.
Oh, why?
Is Mari Bolden, and got a late flag coming in.
Might be a little unnecessary roughness on that play. And nullified a great defensive play by the defense.
So timeout called once again. We'll take one too. 4 minutes, 23 seconds left. Bobcats lead 33-0 over the Marauders. We'll be right back right after this.
I think in lower school and middle school I didn't really appreciate it as much just because it was school. Sophomore year is when I really started to grow and learn that, you know, this is your future and everybody here wants to help you. I was a baseball player until my sophomore year. I got tendonitis in my shoulder during the first game of the season, and I was also running track at that time, and I said, well, why don't I focus on running track and just getting better at that, and if I recover, I'll recover and I can go back to playing baseball. But
so Joshua Brown, quarterback for the Bobcats, from under center, is going to hand it off, and walking into the end zone untouched is Taz Walker. And Bobcats find the end zone once again. Extra point pending. They will look to tack 40 on the board. With the extra point pending, Munroe has a 39-0 lead over the Marauders. Snap is down, kick is up, on its way, and it is no good. So your score will remain the same. Your score from Frank Shaw Field: Munroe Bobcats 39, Maclay Marauders nothing. on its way, fielded. Yeah, it looks like Grady Brown trying to return the kick back out to the 22, and that's where Maclay will take over. 3:54 left in the ball game. So, Marauders coming on. Grant from the shotgun. He's going to roll out looking for somebody out in the flats, and Throw has to heave it away as his protection broke down completely, and he had Davion Brooks in his face sooner than expected. So that will go for about a yard, maybe 2, because that'll bring up third down and about 8. So Marauders down to their last offensive series with 1:50 left in the game. High snap's going to be handed off, and that looks like Bashirs is going to plow his way ahead. He's going to pick up about 3. And that'll bring up fourth down and about 4. And Coach, the Bobcat defense has been playing pretty stout all night, bending but not really bending in the first half and not breaking, and then not giving the Marauders anything at all in the second half, and nothing but a short field to work with offensively, as Maclay will elect to go for it here. Pass across the middle is complete to Oberste, and that's a Marauder first down with just under a minute to go in the ball game, and that will put the Marauders out to about their own 39. And we've got about 40 seconds left to go in this one. Grant from the shotgun going to swing it out, and pass is going to be incomplete. Bashirs was the intended receiver. Clock continuing to run. And it looks like that will probably do it. Marauders will fall in this one. Final homestand as they got one more play trying to get off. And flag on the play. And the Marauders fall to the Bobcats 33-0. And Coach, not the way you want to end senior night. But nonetheless, Munroe comes out, and just on the strength of Joshua Brown, their quarterback, he was able to sustain drives and really help them put up a bunch of points here as they run away with this one, 39-0 over the Marauders. And Maclay, for them, it's been a been a pretty embattled season. Lost some players over the offseason. They've tried to make do, but this final home game here just wasn't the showing that Coach Raymond wanted as they go into their final week against Jefferson County to wrap up the 2021 season.
Yeah, Mark, it was a difficult season for the Marauders. Lost some players before the season started and had some critical injuries during the season that made this season a difficult one for Coach Raymond and his crew.
Yeah, out this week was Shane Croston, and I know they really missed the seniors' efforts, but this one will go down in the books as a shutout for the Bobcats as they take this one convincingly 39-0 over the Marauders. And we'll be on the road for the final game of the regular season for Maclay football as they take on the Jefferson County Tigers out in Monticello. And so we leave the friendly confines of Frank Shaw Field here. And Coach, we'll see Maclay next week for one final time here. And looks to be a good contest against Jefferson County. Lots of playmakers over there for the Tigers, and it might be a pretty evenly matched ball game. But for tonight, this will do it. For Four Quarters Online, on behalf of our staff, my name is Mark Adams, and with my tag team partner, Coach Cofield, we'll catch everybody again next week.